From the stream, I have new news for you from Iran. United States Navy is about ready to fire onto a Iranian vessel. Please like, subscribe, and leave any messages in message center if you like. I'm only going to play a portion of this. If you want to see the full video, it's in my description. So let's get started. And like I say, I'm only going to play a little bit of it just so you can see what just happened. This video came out about 2 hours ago. Here we go.
Motor vessel Tosca. Motor vessel Tosca. Vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
U.S. forces open fire on the Iranian ship Tosca. I'm your host, Sal Mercogliano, and welcome to today's episode. So this is a developing story. We just got information released by the president, but also by U.S. Central Command. That video you just watched, 30 seconds, we're going to go back and break that down a little bit for you, was video released by Central Command on the Tosca. All right, first, let's go to the president's statement. Today, an Iranian-flagged cargo ship named Tosca, nearly 900 feet long and weighing almost as much as an aircraft carrier, tried to get past our naval blockade, and it did not go well for them. The U.S. Navy guided missile destroyer USS Spruance, that's from whose deck you saw the imagery, DDG-111, intercepted the Tosca in the Gulf of Oman and gave them fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ship stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in the engine room. Right now, U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. The Tosca is under U.S. Treasury sanctions because of their prior history of illegal activity. We have full custody of the ship and are seeing what's on board President Donald J. Trump. All right, so a couple of things. I was a little leery of the idea that the United States Navy would have opened fire on Tosca right away. There is a procedure for doing a takedown. So let's go ahead and break down the president's statement here. First off, I am surprised that the U.S. Navy opened fire on Tosca with a main gun on board an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer. Usually there's other procedures, but again, we don't know all the details. We only know what's been given to us. So we're going to break this down. But remember, this comes on the heel of what happened Friday. So this is 0920 UTC time on 18 April. This is after the wave of tankers had begun to break out from the Persian Gulf. Remember, President Trump and the Iranian foreign minister said the strait was open on Friday. Then what we have was a series of incidents. At 0920, this tanker right here, Sanmar Herald, came under fire. Played that audio for you the other day. 2 IRGC gunboats were machine gunning the ship. Then at 11:25, this vessel, CMA CGM Everglade, came under attack. It also reported being machine gunned. So we already had Iranians attacking ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Then at 12:08, a commercial passenger ship, probably Mine Ship 4 or 5 right down here, reported projectiles falling in the water. So we had a series of attacks on Friday, the Iranians attacking ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Fast forward to 19 April, out on the blockade line. We widen our field out here on marine traffic. Strait of Hormuz is up here. The blockade line runs from the Iran-Pakistan border here across to the northeastern part of Oman here. This is the vessel in question, the Tosca. This is the vessel that was stopped. Now let's break down Tosca for you in a little bit of detail. So she's a container ship built back in 2007, 19 years old, in Korea, capable of carrying 4,795 TEU. The ship is 294 meters. It's almost 1,000 feet long. The ship is owned by the Iranian shipping line. Because of Iran's status and sanctions against them, they operate their own national shipping lines. And so they operate a fleet of container ships that do business around the world. You'll notice the ship kind of hits several issues here when it comes to sanctions. In particular, the vessel itself is currently under a sanction from 2018 by the Office of Foreign Asset Control. There's a question here about the vessel's insurance, and then ownership is all under sanctions through a series of companies. If we look at its track over the past year, you can see where the vessel operates, going from Iran through the Straits of Malacca to China, largely the ports of Macau and Shanghai. If we look at just the past 30 days, the ship had departed from Shanghai, come out of Macau, went through Singapore, and was inbound toward Iran when the vessel was challenged. So this pinkish line represents what we believe to be the line of demarcation for the blockade. Here is Tuska heading inbound at about 16 knots. And the vessel is in international waters as she proceeds inbound. Timeline right here is about almost 1200 UTC time. That's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then what we see is the vessel slows down and eventually stops. And if we look at Tuska right now, her last position was of 8 hours ago, so she's not showing up on AIS right now. This is an old position for her. She's showing not under command and 1.2 knots. So let's look at the statement out by Central Command first. U.S. forces disable vessel attempting to enter Iranian port, violate blockade. U.S. forces operating the Arabian Sea enforce naval blockade measures against an Iranian-flagged cargo vessel attempting to sail toward an Iranian port on April 19th. Guided missile destroyer Spruance, DDG-111, intercepted motor vessel Tuska as it transited the North Arabian Sea at 17 knots en route to Bandar Abbas, Iran. That is the major port in the Strait of Hormuz. American forces issued multiple warnings and informed the Iranian-flagged vessel it was in violation of the U.S. blockade. After Tuska's crew failed to comply with repeated warnings over a 6-hour period, Spruance directed the vessel to evacuate its engine room. Spruance disabled Tuska's propulsion by firing several rounds from the destroyer's 5-inch Mark 45 gun into Tuska's engine room. U.S. Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit later boarded the non-compliant vessel, which remains in U.S. custody. American forces acted in a deliberate, professional, and proportional manner to ensure compliance. Since the blockade's commencement, U.S. forces have directed 25 commercial vessels to turn around or return to an Iranian port. All right, they say that this had been going on for 6 hours. So if we look here, the ship slowed down to 6 knots at 13:08 hours. If we backtrack 6 hours from that, roughly around 07:08, that puts the ship right about here. So the ship was warned as it was proceeding toward the blockade line, and it looks like as soon as it got across or within vicinity of the blockade line, that is when the decision was made to open fire on the vessel and take it out. So I'm going to run you through the video because in the audio there's a couple of things that are said that are critically important, I think. Okay, that is the bridge wing of an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer. You can hear the gas turbines in the background. I mean, and that whistling sound. That's what you get all the time on a bridge.
Motor vessel Tosca, vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
Okay, that announcement obviously is toward the end. If they'd been doing 6 hours of warning, they would have been asking her to stop. Now, the ship is underway. You can see the ship is making way. We're talking about 16, 17 knots here. The ship is loaded with containers. So one of the things to ask the question about, and I did, was, okay, why not board this vessel before you shoot at it? So a couple of considerations here. Number one, concern about safety of the boarding party. When they boarded the Venezuelan tankers are flat deck. They have piping on the deck. You can rappel onto the main deck of a tanker directly. Container ships have the containers on them. They provide a huge amount of obstructions. If you rappel onto the top of the containers, you are a sitting duck. You're about level with the bridge, and more importantly, you're on top of a stack of containers. There's no easy way to climb down. You would actually have to fix ropes and rappel down. Now, you can do that, but you're going to be exposed quite a bit. There's really no clear area to fast rope onto the ship. Potentially up here on the bow, maybe an area you can do it. The problem with doing it on the bow is that you get a lot of wind up on the bow, plus the ship, if it maneuvers, it creates a lot of problems. Back aft, potentially, or up onto the bridge itself, but all of those are tough because of radars and stuff up on the bridge area. It is very hard to board a container. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying it is much more challenging than doing a tanker. You also, if you bring a small boat alongside...
Okay, folks, I'm going to stop that right there. If you want to see the rest of it, it's in the descriptor. And you can go look at it. Now I'm going to chat with Tip a little bit, if he's still here. Are you still here, Tip? Yep, you got points. I'm going to show the chat widget here, so the chat widget will stay on the video, just so you know. Okay, if you type anything now, it will be broadcasted on the video. I'm trying to get roulette going. I have trouble with points getting into roulette. It's not showing up for some reason. Oh, I lost the bet. Dang it. Can't win them all. The iVet game is working. The weather's working as well, too. But, says show chat view. I guess it only shows mine. So, I guess it's not going to show it on the TV. Yep, the weather's working, Tiff. Anyway, my phone burned up on me because the battery's getting old and hot. And I had lost almost my stuff, and I had to almost rebuild my whole studio again. So that's what I've been working on. So I finally got the games to work, but the roulette, and there's another one. Oh, slots. Can you try ice slots? I don't know what the command is. Let's see if the ice slots work. I think you have to put them out. Oh, I guess ice slots is working. Try roulette. See if it works on your end with roulette. The roulette one works too? Every time you interact, you get points. If you like and you subscribe, you get points. And I think every 5 minutes you receive some points. That's how I got it set up, I think. You like the way I got it set up? Well, there we go. Now the chat's showing up on the video. You should see the chat show up on your screen now. Every time you type something, your chat will show up. And this will stay on the video. Like most of the time when you're in a chat, the chat window doesn't show up in the screen. It only shows up on your phone. But this way I've been able to capture people's actual chat right into the video as I'm playing the video. I don't know. Oh, it says by liking the video. Yeah, you get points by liking it too. Glad to see you again, Tip. It's been a while. I've been wanting to see if Taco's still around and see if he can join me sometime. I want to make sure he still has his mod. Anyway, I was working on getting my music up, but I found out that I can't get my music going unless I pay for a subscription, and then I got to be careful of that. Make sure that it's an approved subscription, that it's not copyrighted material for YouTube. So I'm going to be looking into that so people can play music if they want to hear a song or something while they're doing whatever they're doing. But I'll be working on that down the road a while. Just so you know, I'm going to be making a trip. Probably the last maybe the end of this week, sometime on the weekend. I'm going to be going to Medford and then on up to Gresham on the 1st, and then I'm going to be going to Utah and Idaho, and probably going to go back to On Top of the World again. And I might make some more videos of that up there. Well, I'm not monetized, but I will eventually get monetized, but I don't know. I got a long ways to go to that. I can't even put I tried to put in, what do they call it, a vote or a poll, and evidently I have to have 500 subscribers to be able to do that. Do you know if trying to think I better not use his real name. If Chuck Bronson got out of jail or not. I heard he got put in jail for filming again. Can you see a list of the people subbing? I heard he got put in jail, but I've been looking for a new live stream, but I haven't seen any out yet, so he might still be in. I got Discord, by the way. Let me give you the command for that if you want to join that for private discussions. That's the link for Discord. I made some funny ones. Check this one out for myself, just for the fun of it. The eye level works too. Wow, you made level 1 quick. It took me a couple hours. That was pretty quick. Anyway, I got some things I need to do. I just wanted to put this video up real quick of, in case people are interested in knowing what's going on in the Iran blockade. Today they actually fired at a ship, and that video showed that. Anyway, I'm going to catch you later. I'm going to go ahead and shut the stream down. And I'm glad to see you in. And eventually I'll get a lot more content coming, a little bit longer. I've been making some short streams. But, and I haven't made streams for a little bit because of my phone. But anyway, I want to wish you good night, and I'll catch you later. And to all my subscribers out there, please subscribe. I need to grow to the channel. I need to get 500 subs. Please like, subscribe, and leave any messages you have. Oh, someone somewhere, how you doing? Welcome me on in. I was just about ready to close the stream. Tip's in there if you want to say hi to him. That's weird. That's weird. Anyway, this thing being crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and hang up the stream, guys. Anyway, this thing being crazy. I got something going on. I'm not sure what it is. Stream, guys. Anyway, this thing being crazy. I got something going on. I'm not sure what it is. Catch you later. Have a good one. Good night, all. Catch you later. Wow.